foreign type of. They're on an island. It's called Gia. I'm not sure where that's at, but it looks very Caribbean. So they're this has a lot of money. Everything has been interior designed and custom built for this particular all-new dating experience. So what they're doing, and it's Mark Burnett that created the show, and it'll be a popular name. We can research him in a minute. So Mark Burnett created the show. He's the executive producer. The show has a very large cinematic appeal. They do a lot of aerial shots from helicopters and stuff, and so what the setup is that they have a lot of women here on the island, and they each have their own separate bedroom that's been interior designed and like made up for them. So they come in, and the girls all get introduced to each other, but they are going to be in competition with one another. So the show is meant to help these people who have become prominent business people in whatever field it is that they are. So the show is kind of like these people have kind of focused on other things in their life other than romance. So the show is meant to kind of be like a speed dating type of situation, where there is a bunch of women who are going to get paired up with men, and hopefully there's some sort of spark for a romantic relationship. So in the first episode, we get to see, let me see what character they introduced, because I can just pull up my Hulu. So there is a ton of money into this production. They've built, it seems as everything on this fucking part of the island has been constructed just for this very exact purpose, right? So let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. And then sometimes I like to watch it in the background too. Bear with me. So the first episode is called Chemistry 101. All right. And so it comes on Fox, and I guess you can watch it live and stuff. So I watch it on Hulu. So it airs after it's been shown. So in the intro episode, we get to see everything. I mean, this island is gorgeous. They come in on speedboats and shit, and so in the first episode, we see Terrence being brought in, and so Terrence is popular. I'm not sure from what, but I know he's been in films. So let me see if I can find some shit on him. Terrence J. And I just don't know why IMDb's not like super working on this shit. Anyways, The Perfect Match 2016. Think Like a Man. So, I mean, that was a big one because Kevin Cartwright, so a lot of people watch his stuff. So, if you've seen Think Like a Man, then you got to see Terrence J, because he's one of the prominent characters. Yeah, so, anyways, he's been in 106 in Park, I guess, for fucking 14 years or some shit. Which, anywho. Yeah, so he's a very, so he as a host he always looks very sharp, right? So he's introducing these people, and he's telling the men the setup, and he gets clean up with the ladies after shit doesn't work out or something, right? So it is a competition, and there's levels and stages. So what happens is the men come in on these super fly ass speedboats and shit, and all the women, they have fucking binoculars and shit, and are all like giddy, and they are all going to meet the men one-on-one. So when the speedboat comes, Terrence walks them off, so the bungalows of the women are off in the distance. So they're all, there's a lot of chemistry and excitement whenever the men arrive, and this being the first one is like, this is the setup. Let me see if we can get to it. I forget which one comes first. Okay, I got it. His name is Alex, and Alex gets brought to the island. Alex is very suave. I'm not sure what the fuck his occupation is. Let's see. So they are all prominent whatever in their fields, and so Terrence, whenever the man comes off the boat, Terrence gets introduced, and then we walk up to the meeting area, and it's a canopy type area, and it's mostly just like a love seat, and it's got a fucking gazebo over it, right? So the man waits, a girl will come down the path, and this shit's going to happen 12 times because I think there's 12 women, right? So, and then I guess, we get less and less because more women don't come to the island. So we're already at max women. They're over there getting to know each other, which is already kind of drama, right? And this show has a good portion of that, and that's what you look for in these types of shows, right? So if there's not humor, if there's not romance, if there's not drama, if there's not so this place is so gorgeous though. But anyways, so the men will sometimes come on okay, so sometimes they'll come on helicopters, and then sometimes they come on speedboats. So okay, no, they come maybe they get off on the helicopter and then ride the speedboat over every time, because, or anyways, it doesn't fucking matter, right? So the men come over however the fuck they come over, and but sometimes there's like analogy. So Terrence will say there's a helicopter coming tomorrow, so okay, so they all do land on the fucking helicopter, and then they ride the speedboat over. So it's a big show, yeah. And then so they're parading these men off, like candy and shit. And then so the men come, and they get they get a couple of minutes tops, I think. It's over like a minute tops. But so after the canopy, the women choose whether they walk left or right, which is right is they like the dude, and then they're going to go to the second meeting area, and left is they're going to just go back to the bungalow. So the men have their back to the sea, so they can't see whether she turns left or right. So, but I'm sure you can hear and stuff like that. And as they're walking away, the men are talking and stuff, and saying like, "Man, I hope she goes left. I hope she goes left." I mean, right. But yeah, left for him because he's facing the opposite way. So, anywho, so Terrence gets to meet Alex. Alex tells about himself, and then so he tells them what's gonna happen. He kind of prepares them, and well, this shit plays out, right? So Alex is waiting, and he doesn't know what he's gonna see come around the corner and shit. And you get to see all these reactions, and you get to see their response to him as well. So I mean, so Alex is a good-looking guy. He's always gonna be like 30 potentially almost. But anyways, so he's very funny, and he's very charismatic. So the women get to try to pick up all of this from him as he's coming down the pier, right? So they go to the helicopter, speedboat, pier, walk, catwalk, fucking, and then he sits under the canopy waiting for the women. So each time they come down, he can stand up. They introduce themselves however they introduce themselves, and they get a few minutes with each other. So some of the women have these set things that they do, and they try to make some sort of chemistry in just a mere couple of moments. And a lot of times it becomes very superficial and like a facade, you know, so you'll gather all of those things. But, you know, a lot of them are very open-minded kind of period. And as the time period goes on, you know, the competition is getting tighter and, you know, more emotional, right? So what happens is the women choose this first time, right? So they get to choose whether they go back to the bungalows or potentially meet him a second time for to potentially be picked. So at the second meeting ground, he gets to choose from whoever is here, two of them, right? So if there is 6 women here, then he has to choose only 2 of them. If there's only 1 woman here, then he only has 1 choice. If there's no women here, who knows? We don't know yet, you know. Would that even be a possibility ever? You know, so like who would be that much of a scrub, right? Like, anywho, to not make a one solid connection, period, to not make a woman turn, you know, to go meet you potentially for a second time, like, that's just crazy, right? But anywho, so for Alex gets quite a few women, you know, so they all keep like a running total and stuff, you know, and of course, if there's going to be few, we'll find out about that too. But anyway, so he gets to choose 2 women, and he did choose 2 women, and they get to go to another place. So they get to go to another, so they ride off in the speedboat to get the 3 of them together. And, you know, they go and spend the rest of that evening trying to get to know each other. And some fight over time, and some, you know, kind of give up almost immediately and are like, feel outcasted by the situation. But you know, it is a so these people are not lepers or anything. They're very charismatic and personable people, you know, and they're very trying to find, you know, but they're not, so at the end of this show, you know, they're not like gonna get married or anything, but you know, these guys are ultimately looking for a long-term relationship where they could potentially do something like that. So it's really this show's been very fun. I have a long-running stint with a lot of other shows like it, like The Real World and stuff like that, but you know, that shit hasn't been good for such a long time. And then, like, you know, I just am not, I don't, for me, this is kind of like this is an escape from other things, but you can, so I get to enjoy human behavior in the same way that I would study it in film, but in a more manufactured kind of realistic way, right? But these scenarios are just really fun, right? So these people they don't live these sorts of lavish lives. So being here is like a treat for them. So, but some of them are, and they're eating it up, right? So when they go to these places, like they get these nice ass things and like, but anyway, so they go to the couple's villa afterwards. So at the beginning, the couple's villa is empty because, you know, well, we just started the show, right? So, so later on, so when they get to the couple's villa, on the next day, midday, pretty much, he has to choose one of them. So the girl that doesn't get chosen gets sent back to the bungalows and gets to go to the next helicopter, potentially meet the next dude, right? So that's a heart-wrenching, but then it's also exciting, and you know, it changes the caliber of the game, you know, especially for those that have been back a couple times potentially, or, you know, who knows, you know, right? Cool. So check it out. It has been very fun. It's been very fun. So I mean, it's light too. What it's like It's very light, so I mean, you'll breeze through it. It's like you'll be here interacting. You'll be so involved that that time will just like fly by. Cool. So I've been watching quite a few other ones too that have been really dope. One of them was fucking Major Lazer, right? So I don't really know anything about the show except that it's hilarious, and so I don't really know who the makers are and stuff, but I can check it out, right? So give me a second, I can look and we can find it. Maybe that one's on IMDb. Cool. So apparently it's been on since 2014, and so there's supposed to be like very, very short episodes, like 10-minute episodes, and it's been fucking hilarious. So Diplo is one of the creators. Obviously, it's his moniker and based on all of his content, but there's just so much other funny shit in here, right? So this show reminds me a lot of certain other shows. I mean, if you like Robot Chicken and shit, like the skits are like hilarious, but it really, really reminded me of this other one that's out right now too, which is the fucking Black Dynamite animated show. So if you haven't seen that, all this shit is on Hulu. And Black Dynamite has been on since 2011, it says. So I don't know. This shit is over the top, hilarious, funny, right? So the Michael Jackson episode was fucking atrocious, hilarious. You gotta see that shit, and so I guess it ended last year, maybe. So that one may be wrapped already, but check. I would definitely check out both of those. But even with Major Lazer, like I was just saying, with these other ones, like in my other episodes, it's Black Dynamite.
He's a mean soul brother and he's super bad. So grab on to your seats and hang on tight. I'll tell you a story about Black Dynamite.
So this shit is hilarious, animated. So it looks a lot like Interstate 76 to me, which is this really fucking super tits PC game that was back in the day, but anyways, it's very it is a timepiece, right? So Black Dynamite is like supposed to be, like Michael J's own spin-off of like Dolomite and shit, right? So if you've seen the film is fucking hilarious. So with some of the other segments, what I'll have to do is I'll have to do like an introspective for Black Dynamite sometime, but definitely check out the animated show. But like I was saying, these ones that are live, like that, I haven't been canceled yet. Definitely check them out and like rate them high and shit. That way we get to watch more, because that Major Lazer one is fucking hilarious, So, but anyways, we'll wrap for today. I'll do more tomorrow. All right. Check out the Black Dynamite. Check out the Coupled. Here, let's listen to a little bit of that. I like the audio clips, but guys, in the future, I'll be able to change this cast to where you could see everything that I'm doing on the screen too. But you can always just follow along. But anywho, let me play this fucking trailer so we can listen to it. No. Let's see. Apparently you can watch like full episodes like on Fox too, but that shit's crazy, right? The way we watch our content is just changing like pretty crazily fast and shit. I want to see if I can get something more toward episode 1, because I want it to be like I don't intend to do like a shit ton of spoilers, as I don't really tend not to either. But I like it whenever you guys go and watch it. Here, so I got the Cupid from Chemistry 101. We'll listen to a little bit of that. It's a minute long, it says. I'm on like episode 4, and it's been really entertaining.
Oh my God, Terrence texted us.
So see, the girls are like.
Ready?
Terrence.
It was Terrence. Oh shit. Cool. So.
Ladies, that's me. What's up? Come on over. Come join me. What's up? You guys look beautiful.
They're at the second meeting ground right now. Aguila.
Guys, I'm Terrence. You know I'm not the first guy.
They always hit on after they kind of get dumped too, you know? Oh, shit.
I want to make some connections, all right? You guys ready to meet them?
Yes.
All right. You guys look.
Right. Let's get this shit moving.
Guys, relax. See you soon, ladies. And don't look at my butt as I walk away. Stop looking at my butt.
So there's a lot of social media here too. So they have their phones and stuff. They text each other and shit, and then like they get their alerts that way. So I don't know if you watch Jersey Shore and shit like that, but you know, every one of these shows has like a special way of doing all of this shit, right? So cool. That was it. But yeah, I mean, check it out. Yeah, I'll post that up too. Cool. So we'll wrap for today, and then we'll see you guys next time. Yeah.